Hi, I'm Mataya. Welcome to our flow today. Today we will be building towards monkey pose, also known as the splits. We'll be focusing on strengthening and stretching the hamstrings and the quadriceps to prepare for this pose. But just a reminder that everything I'm offering is just that, an offering. Feel free to modify and intensify to make this practice work for you. We'll get started in a seat today with the legs out long. During our practice today, you might find it helpful to have a set of blocks. If you're using blocks, go ahead and place them over to the side. We'll need them in just a bit. Let's flow. Start by coming into a seated fold. Use your next inhale to reach straight up towards the ceiling. Find length in the spine. Exhale, fold over your extended legs. We'll hang out here for about 5 to 10 breaths. You might use your inhale to find length in the spine. Exhale might help you sink a little bit deeper. Stay here for 2 more breaths, maybe finishing out in a slightly deeper expression. And then slowly bring the spine back upright. We'll head towards a twist. Start by drawing your right knee in towards chest. You might keep that foot where it landed or cross it over your extended leg. Wherever you are, hug that knee in towards chest. Twist towards the right. Gaze might look over your right shoulder. Again, your inhale might help you find length in the spine. Exhale might help you rotate a little bit deeper. One more breath here. Then unwind, meet me back in center. Uncross that leg, send it back out long, maybe a quick pedal of the knees. We'll do that on the other side. This time left knee draws in. Maybe you cross that foot over your extended leg. Then we hug the knee in towards chest, twist towards the left. Gaze might go over your left shoulder. You might use your breath here to support this twist. Inhale helps you find length. Exhale helps you rotate. One more breath here. Then gently unwind, meet me back in center, and uncross that leg, send it back out long, maybe a quick pedal of the knees. And then we'll come into a hip flexor exercise. If you're using blocks, place them on either side of the legs. Plant your hands back behind you to support the upper body. Then pick up your right leg, cross it over the block, tap the heel down, and then bring that leg back to center. Few more rounds here. This helps strengthen the hip flexor, strengthen the quad. Good, take a few more of those leg lifts. And then pause and center. We'll do that on the other side. This time pick up the left leg, cross it over the block, then back to center. Few more here. Strengthening that quad, toning the hip flexor. Couple more rounds here. And then pause and center. Next, we'll head towards reverse tabletop. Plant your feet down with your knees bent. Plant the hands back behind you with fingertips facing towards your seat. Press the feet down, press the palms down, and on your next inhale, lift your hips high towards the ceiling. Squeeze the glutes at the top. Keep chin drawn in towards chest. Then place your hips back down on the mat. And we'll transition into tabletop from here. I recommend bringing your blocks to the top of your space if you're using them today. From tabletop, we'll start with cat-cow. On your next inhale, cow pose, chest forward, sway in the back, gaze up. Exhale, round the spine from end to end for cat, hollow out the body. Inhale for cow. Exhale for cat. Inhale for cow. Exhale for cat. And then pause back and center. We'll make our way towards three-legged table. Extend the right leg long behind you, press out through the heel. And then bring your right leg off the long right edge of the mat and seal the knife edge of that foot down. From here, start to move your weight forward and backwards, noticing how that feels in the back of the right hip. Begin to pause this movement. And then we're going to rotate on the heel, point the toes up towards the ceiling, then seal the foot back down. Pivot on the heel, point the toes up, seal the outside edge of the foot down. Few more rounds here at your own pace. Good. Next time your foot seals back down, go ahead and leave it there. We're going to head towards a twist. Left hand plants, right arm reaches, gaze up towards the ceiling, towards your fingertips above. And then bring that hand back down to the mat. And we'll come into modified lizard lunge. Bring your right foot to the outside of your right hand. From here, you might stay how you landed, or maybe nuzzle that left knee back in space. Maybe tuck the back toes, come high on the ball mound of the back foot. Option from here to keep the hands planted, or maybe bring blocks under the forearms here to find a little bit more depth in the hip. Wherever you landed, send a few deep breaths into this right hip. And then we'll all meet with our hands planted, back knee down on the mat. From here, we'll twist out our lizard lunge. Start by kicking your left heel towards seat, then reach back with your right hand for the outside edge of the foot. Gaze back for your toes behind you. And then slowly unwind, meet me back in center. We'll come into low lunge. Heel toe the right foot in between the hands, and then rise the torso upright. Reach towards the ceiling. Let the shoulders be soft. Now today we're going to focus on letting this left hip really hang heavy down to the mat to stretch into the hip flexor. One more breath here. Then come into half splits. Front leg straightens, drive right heel into the mat, flex toes to shin. Send a few deep breaths into the back of the right hamstring here. Stay proud in the chest, gaze forward. And then we'll return back to tabletop and do that all on the other side. You might take a cat-cow in center to reset the spine. And then come into three-legged table on the left. Extend your left leg long behind you. And then bring your left leg out towards the left edge of the mat in line with the right knee. From here, we'll start to move our weight forward and backward, starting to open up the back of the left leg line. Start to pause this movement. We'll pivot on the heel, point the left toes up towards the ceiling, then seal the foot back down. Pivot on the heel, then seal the foot back down. Few more rounds at your own pace. Next time your foot seals back down, go ahead and leave it there. We'll head towards our twist. This time right hand plants, left arm reaches, gaze up towards the ceiling. Let that left shoulder blade fall back in space. And then bring the left hand back down to the mat. We'll meet in modified lizard lunge. Left foot steps to the outside of the left hand. Maybe you stay here or nuzzle the right knee back. Maybe tuck the back toes, come high on the ball mount of the back foot. Maybe forearms come down to blocks. Wherever you are, send a few deep breaths into the left hip. We'll all meet back in modified lizard lunge with our hands planted, back knee down. From here, option to twist, kick right heel towards seat, reach back with the left hand for the outside edge of the foot. You can always just energetically reach if you're working on making that connection. Slowly unwind, meet me back in center. Heel toe the left foot in between the hands, and we'll rise into low lunge. Reach up towards the ceiling. Let the shoulder blades soften down the back. Again, focusing on sinking that right hip down, getting a stretch in the hip flexor. One more breath in low lunge. Then half splits. Hands come down to frame the front leg. Drive left heel into the mat. Flex toes towards shin. Flexing the toes helps turn on the back of that leg line. Strengthens it. And then we'll return back to tabletop. From tabletop, we'll meet in downward facing dog. Tuck the toes under, send the hips high towards the ceiling. From here, you might start to pedal out the heels, maybe shake out the head. And then meet me back in stillness. We'll come into three-legged table on the right, extend your right leg long behind you, press out through the heel. Option to stay here, take a scorpion dog, bend right knee, stack right hip bone on top of left. If you did that, press into the right palm, redistribute your weight evenly. Scorpion dogs, return back to three-legged dog. And then we'll meet in runner's lunge. Step the right foot in between the hands here. From here, find a little lift in the chest. Gaze towards the front of your space, high on the ball mound of that back foot. And then make your way into crescent lunge. Rise the torso upright. Reach towards the ceiling. Then let the shoulders soften down the back. Come high on the ball of the back foot. Deep bend in the front knee. And then from crescent lunge, we will set up for pyramid pose. Start by bringing your hands down to your hips. Then straighten out both legs. You might have to take a step in with the back foot to fully plant it down. From here, square your hips towards the front of your space. Then start to hinge forward, aiming nose towards your front shin. Hands might come down to frame the front foot, maybe on blocks or by reaching down for the mat below. Option to stay here, working on your pyramid pose, or you might transition into standing splits. Right leg, standing leg, fly left heel up towards the ceiling. Keep aiming nose towards shin. And then we'll all transition into a forward fold at the top of our space. Option to take a ragdoll variation. Let the knees bend. Let belly drape over thighs. Torso might sway from side to side. Start to meet me back in stillness here. And we'll rise into upward facing mountain, circle sweeping the arms up and overhead. Take up space on the way up. Let the shoulders soften down the back. Tone the legs, tone the core. And then mountain pose, hands pressed together in front of the heart. Let the shoulders relax. And we'll come into chair pose, sit your hips back in space. You might use your inhale to find length in the spine. Exhale might help you sink your hips a little bit deeper. Two more breaths here. Feel your strength. I'm right there with you. And we'll shift into our one-legged balance. Rise with your bent right knee. From here, your leg might stay bent, or maybe you straighten it out. Maybe arms reach towards the ceiling. Maybe gaze follows. Good, and then we'll all meet in warrior one. Step the right foot long behind you. Plant that foot down. Press into the knife edge of the back foot. Recommit to that bend in the front knee. Let the shoulders be soft. You might stay upright in warrior one, or option to take a humble warrior. Clasp the hands back behind you. Aim that fist down towards the ground, and then hinge from the hips. Aim your upper body to the inseam of the front leg. Gaze back for the arch of the foot behind you. Keep letting your fists track towards the front of the room. Humble warriors begin to come back upright into warrior one. And then we'll all transition into warrior two. Pivot on the back foot. Reach towards the front and back of our space. Let the shoulders be soft. Remember to press into the outside edge of the back foot. Take a deep bend in the front knee. Two more breaths here in warrior two. And then we'll all transition into a wide-legged fold. Feet come parallel to the short edges of the mat. Aim your crown down towards the mat below. We'll hang out in our wide-legged forward fold for a few breaths, focusing on inhaling through the nose, exhaling out the mouth. Start to plant your palms in front of your face. Press into them to halfway lift the spine, gaze forward. And then we'll come into Skandasana. Start to bend into your back knee here. Keep the front leg straight. Option to keep your hands on the ground or bring them to heart center. Point your toes up towards the ceiling. Stay proud in the chest. Start to plant the palms back down, return back through wide-legged fold. Then Skandasana the other way. Bend into the knee towards the front of your mat. Maybe hands stay on the mat or you bring them to heart center. Point your toes up towards the ceiling. Feel that stretch in the inner thigh. Then we'll return back through wide-legged fold. When you arrive, press into both palms to halfway lift, gaze forward, and then rise into five-pointed star. Reach towards the seams of the room. Take up space. Feel bright in the body. Spread those fingers out wide. Feel the skin start to stretch. And then we'll come into goddess pose. Toes out, heels in, sink the hips. Weight in the outside edges of the feet. Hug your outer hips towards midline. Let the shoulders be soft. You might stay here in your goddess or option to pick up your front heel, then place it back down, then pick up the back heel, place it back down. Then start to transition into a crescent lunge at the top of your space, high on the ball mound of that back foot, deep bend in the front knee. Let the shoulders be soft. And then we'll meet in low lunge. Drop your back knee down to the mat. Untuck your toes. Let the shoulders be soft. And from here, we'll start transitioning into our split options. Start by coming into half splits. Straighten out your front legs. Drive your heel into the mat. Flex toes towards shin. Bring your hands to the outside of your legs, either supported on blocks or maybe reaching down for the floor. Now, option to stay here. This might be enough in the hamstrings. Or you might start stretching that front heel forward while nuzzling your back knee back in space. Once you find a depth that challenges you, tuck your back toes, pick up your back knee, and hold at the top here for 5 breaths. Keep pressing your front heel into the mat. Keep coming high on the ball of that back foot. Good. Feel your strength here. Find that little lift in the pelvis. Option from here, just to drop that back knee down, or you might start stretching into your splits here by nuzzling your legs in the opposite direction, letting your pelvis come down towards the ground. Now you might stay with your hands supported on blocks, or option to raise your arms up towards the ceiling, monkey pose. Feel your strength here. And then we'll start coming out of it. Bring your arms back down to the blocks. We'll return back through half split. And then we'll meet in tabletop here. Tuck your toes and return back through downward facing dog. From downward dog, maybe you pedal out the knees here. Notice if the legs feel any different from side to side. And then meet me back in stillness. We'll do that whole flow on the other side. Start by coming into 3-legged dog on the left. Extend your left leg long behind you. Option to stay or take a scorpion dog. Bend left knee, stack left hip bone on top of right. Press the left palm down to redistribute your weight evenly. Return back through 3-legged dog. Then we'll meet in a runner's lunge at the top of your space. Step your left foot in between your hands. Find a little lift in the chest, high on the ball mound of that back foot. Once you find your stability, meet me in a crescent lunge. Rise the torso upright. Let the shoulders be soft. Come high on the ball mound of your back foot. And we'll set up for pyramid pose. Bring your hands down to your hips. Both legs straightens. Back foot plants. And then start to hinge forward. Aim your nose towards your shin below. Maybe hands come down to find blocks or the mat below. Gaze back towards the back edge of your mat. Option to stay here in pyramid, or maybe you come into standing splits. Left leg, standing leg, fly your right heel up towards the ceiling. Keep aiming your nose towards your shin. And then step your right foot in to meet your left, forward fold. Maybe you take a generous bend in the knees. Let the belly drape over thighs. Maybe the torso sways. Start to find stillness And meet me in upward facing mountain, circle sweeping the arms up and overhead. Reach, then soften. Then mountain pose, hands pressed together in front of the heart, gaze forward. And then we'll sit back into chair pose. Maybe your inhale helps you find length in the spine. Exhale might help you sink the hips. We'll start shifting into our one-legged balance. Rise with your bent left knee. Options to intensify, maybe the left leg straightens, maybe the arms reach, maybe the gaze follows. And then start to meet me in your warrior one. Step the left foot long behind you. Deep bend in the front knee. Shoulders soft. Maybe you stay upright or come into humble warrior. Take your clasp. Then hinge from the hips. Gaze back behind you. Begin to bring the torso back upright, meeting me back in warrior one. And then warrior two, pivot on the back foot. Press into the outside edge of the foot. Press the right knee out towards the right. Make sure that knee doesn't knock inward. And then start to come into a wide-legged forward fold. Feet parallel to the short edges of the mat. Gaze back behind you. Plant your palms in front of the face. Press into them to halfway lift. Then Skandasana towards the back of your mat. Back leg bends, front leg stays straight. Maybe hands stay on the floor or come to heart center. Start to return back through wide-legged forward fold. Then Skandasana towards the front of the mat. Maybe hands come to heart center. Find a little proudness in the chest. And then we'll return back through a wide-legged forward fold. Press into both palms to halfway lift, gaze forward. And then rise into five-pointed star. Reach towards the seams of the room. Take up space. Brighten the body. Then goddess pose, toes out, heels in, sink the hips. Option to just hold your goddess here, or maybe you raise both of the heels, come high on the ball mounds of the feet. Hold at the top, remember to breathe. Then with control, lower the heels back down to the mat. And we'll meet in a crescent lunge at the top of our space. High on the ball of the back foot. Commit to the bend in the front knee. And then low lunge, drop your back knee down to the mat. Untuck the toes. Let the shoulders relax. And then we'll have our option for split on this side. Start by coming into a half split. Straighten out the front leg. Drive right heel into the mat. Flex toes towards shin. You might stay here. This is a great place to be. Or start inching that front heel back as you nuzzle your back knee back in space. From here, tuck your back toes. Pick up the back knee. Hold at the top. Press that front heel in. Keep flexing toes towards shin. Come high on the ball mound of that back foot. Feel your strength. From here, maybe you just bring that back knee down or start to stretch into your splits here. Letting that front heel come forward, back leg come back. From here, maybe you keep your hands supported on blocks or raise your arms towards the ceiling. Monkey pose. Gaze might follow here. And And then we'll come out of it by returning back through half splits. And then tabletop. From tabletop, make your way into a child's pose. Knees out wide, toes touch, arms stretch forward. Use child's pose as an opportunity to reconnect with your breath, reconnect with the present moment. And then we'll all transition onto our backs to begin into our cool down here. Start by drawing both knees in towards chest. Place one hand on each knee and guide your knees in a circular motion, massaging around the sacrum, that flat area in the low back region. Start to pause the movement with your knees. Bring your arms out to a T or maybe a cactus. And we'll head towards a supine twist. Let your knees fall to the right, gaze might look left. Hold for a few deep breaths. Start to engage your core, draw your knees back through center, and then let them go over towards the left. Gaze might look right. Few deep breaths here. And then bring your knees back through center. And we'll head towards happy baby. Reach for your outer ankles or the knife edges of the feet. And then bring your feet parallel towards the ceiling. Use your hands to press down on the feet while simultaneously pressing your feet up towards the ceiling for a little bit of energetic resistance. Start to release the edges of the feet. Draw the knees in towards chest and curl your forehead up towards your knees. Hold at the top, rolling into a nice tight ball here, as tight as you can make it. And then release that tension, come into Shavasana, your final resting pose. Start to take some deep breaths here. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling out the mouth. Stay in Shavasana for 5 more full cycles of breath. Once that's complete, roll onto either side of the body, coming into a fetal position. Pause for at least one full round of breath. Then gently press yourself into a seat. That concludes our split practice or monkey pose flow for today. If you have any questions, comments, feedback, feel free to leave that in the comments below. I'll see you on the next flow. Bye.